Well played, sir. Well played. That's what I love about my fans. You guys are quick. You gotta love it. Any other sexually inappropriate service? Go ahead.
I used to be a hostess at Chili's, and I had a really bitch. And eventually, I gave her attitude back, and then she took a shit in the bathroom that I had to clean up, but she took a shit on the floor in the middle.
Yeah. And I'm not, look, half the audience is going to be like, what? But I'm going to tell you right now, women in the bathroom, you guys are filthy, dude.
Truth.
And most of you are not, I'm not saying that, but compared to the dudes who just go in like zip, they pee and they have like second stream for some reason, it's like, oh fuck. They'll mop it up, because it does, they'll mop up. But women, because there's a lot more than just meets the eye when it comes to what comes out of you, it's just like, it's almost as if you're half skunk. It's like, I've had a friend who, and he showed me, you gotta come in here. Look at this. It looks like they had sex, murdered someone, and had bad Chinese food all at once. Who does this? People who eat your chicken, apparently. Bunch of savages in this town. Yeah, there are times, but there are guys too who literally miss it. They think they can do the hover, and they totally because they think, first of all, they misjudge their length. So oh, it's honey, it's good 7 inches, and it's not. And so they miss thinking, oh, I'm right there, and then oh, geez, what am I gonna do? Or the upper decker. Someone who knows the upper decker. I've done it once, that's pretty funny actually. Oh, it was a frat house. These fucking guys deserved it. They were being all like, who do you know? And I was just like, oh, I'm Karen. Yeah, she's not here. I mean, I'm seeing them up the stairs. I'm like, what? I'm like, well, can I at least just take a piss? Make it quick, dude. I went in there and I was like, I'll make it fucking quick. Here we go. Yeah. Guess who wasn't supposed to be here? And then you leave it, right? Because now it doesn't look like anything's in the bowl. Whoever doesn't know what upper decker is you take the tank top off, right? And you poop in it. And you don't do nothing, you put the cover on. So now every time they flush, the water that comes out of the tank is poop. This one woman's looking at me like, oh my God, what panel did I walk into? I thought he was the nice guy. It's terrible. It's so wrong. But I know, burn all the ideals you had of me. I'm like, I'm throwing these movies out. There was someone who came this weekend who was part of some church group, Presbyterian church group, and they had a movie night every so often. And one time they didn't know what movie they were going to show, so he suggested, well, there's this movie Dogma.
Oh, wow.
Don't get ahead of me. And so, needless to say, after the movie aired, the community actually kind of said, you're no longer accepted here. And they had then the following day a Kevin Smith movie crushing, burning, that whole thing that, wow. The old school Nazi thing. Anyway, I liked it the first time when the Nazis did it. Yeah, they did that, and I was like, wow. He's like, yeah, I don't live there anymore. I said, okay, and I really still do like Dogma. I'm like, all right. And I said, well, did they at least buy 20 copies to crush and burn? Because that makes us money at least. So little do they know when they buy and burn and crush those things, the artists actually have made the money by that point. So it's weird. They were like, because he asked me, did you get any flack from Dogma? I was like, I'm a news reporter on Dogma. What the hell do I care? I'm like, I'm Grant Hicks. That's all I did. There was 5 different things. As a matter of fact, there was a big scene that was cut out of Dogma where at the end, when Bartleby and Loki are going nuts and he's ripping people in half and dropping them from buildings, we had a giant, for the first time, like a Michael Bay type of setup, I think, where I'm supposed to be doing this type of news footage, and it was supposed to be a wide shot, and these stuntmen from the top of the church on rappel wires were supposed to be thrown down all covered in blood as if they were being torn and thrown down. And so it was like I had coordinated steps. I had 6 over here. Oh my God, and there were 4 over here, and then bam, another body. And 6 back to here, and then bam. Ooh, I nearly fell off. Just saved it. Sweet, would have been a Kelsey Grammer moment. And another thing, woo! Ever see that video of him doing a Q&A and he's like, I don't know, the internet, you gotta love it. It's the wild, wild west of entertainment. Anything goes. Sometimes you see people going, it's terrible. Yes, sir.
What's your feelings on Ben Affleck as Batman?
What do I feel about Ben Affleck and Batman? Ben Affleck, great guy. I think he's definitely got the acting chops and physique. And remember, he's Batman in a Superman movie. So the heavy load I don't think will be on him. In a sense, well, don't take that the wrong way, by the way. I know you guys. I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be great. I mean, come on. It was how many years ago for Daredevil, which was a flawed script to begin with? I mean, the best thing that came out of Daredevil for him was he met his future wife. You know what I'm saying? So, that's kind of good, right? Oh, let's give an awe moment. Yeah.
We should all be so lucky.
Huh?
We should all be so lucky.
Yeah, see? So, I think he'll do well. Now, someone's going to play this back on when it comes on the podcast. Like, oh, you said it, and it's going to suck. And it's not going to suck. I'm a big, Frank Miller, Dark Knight type of Alan Moore type of Batman, Robin, child molest type of thought behind it. That's the kind of thing I thought would be kind of cool. But you'll never see the studios ever put out that version, of course, because, we can't handle it, America. Yeah. Oh, the Jane Silent Bob? Right. Actually, when I did that scene in Jane Silent Bob where we do the monkey flashback of Planet of the Apes, Vinnie Garstini, who's the special effects artist on that show, they said they wanted to have it look like I was on a vivisection table where the monkeys were doing an autopsy on me while I'm awake and have a live brain. So I'm in the chair for like about an hour or two, and they're doing the whole head prosthesis on, and they bring me to set and they strap me to an actual vivisection table, and I'm laying back. They strap my legs in, just like you would, feet in. I don't know why they would strap in a dead body, but I guess I'm alive at that point. My hands and stuff, and I'm down, and they have the head strap on me. And they have these live chimps, 3 of them, with these plastic utensils that they trained for, I think, like 2 months or a month or 2 ahead of time with different keywords and whatever. And it's supposed to be, I'm like, am I supposed to be here today? Oh, right? And they're supposed to be poking my brain with the tools and stuff, and it's going to be a real quick scene, like it is. But in the special effects world, to make the brain look brainy, I guess, or gooey, or live, or throbbing, they put this stuff called super slime on it. And the super slime is almost like webbing if you touch it and it trails after you, The problem is chimps freak out like that. If something holding on to them or grabbing them, they start going, like that. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck's going on? Oh, what's going on? What's going on? So like, oh, wait, cut. The wrangler's like, oh, cut. Hold on, we gotta calm them down. And they tell them like, oh, this stuff's not gonna work out. So they wipe off the brain, but now it looks literally like latex and crap and stuff. I'm like, what are we gonna do? Now meanwhile, I'm still strapped on the table, right? While I'm hearing, I can't see them because mine's like this. I'm just hearing like, oh, ooh, I don't know what we gotta do. And then Vinny's like, well, it looks like crap. I don't wanna be putting my name on this. It looks like crap. So finally I go, hey! Is there any honey on the craft services table? And from the distance, I hear the craft services go, yeah, we got honey. And I was like, why don't we just put honey on the brain? Maybe that'll work. And Vinny goes, hey, you know what, that might work. And the handler goes, yeah, you know what, that might work. So all of a sudden, they're coming over with those little packets, That you get it like, to dip your chicken nuggets in. Swirl. And while he's doing this, I said to him, look, Vinny, do me a favor. If anything goes wrong, just do me a favor. Just throw your body on top of my head. I'm going to turtle up my fingers so they don't bite. Because I knew about this. And this was before the lady in Connecticut got her face eaten off. Have you ever heard about that story? This was before that. So, but I knew, I'm a nerd like this about monkeys, and so I knew what they do. He's like, no, we got you. So now, here we go. Take 1. The monkey leans in. You're not going to want to miss this, Obi-Wan. So the monkey leans in, and just as I see him, like he's about to bite my face off, he comes in, and he licks the top of my brain. I was like, oh my God. So we do the take, he licks my brain, and they say, cut, now you can go. I knew you didn't want to miss that story. So that's that moment you see on thing is he's leaning him in, and I'm like, oh, and he licks my brain. I'm like, okay, he's licking, okay, he's licking, all right, cut, are we done? And then I was like, all right. And then we hugged and shook hands and had beers later with the chimps. It was awesome. They were Coors, man. I didn't know they were Coors drinkers, but okay, they're Coors. And the orangutan actually, a huge, they're short, but they're huge. The power of an orangutan is sick, real sick. But thanks for asking about that. It's one of my funniest stories about, that's the most scared I've ever been in my life acting, was that. Not, oh my God, I'm working opposite Rosario Dawson, or oh my God, I'm working with whoever, or whatever. It was that moment. I've never been, because I know they're a wild animal, and they have the strength of like 10 guys, huh? And I'm there. And even if something happens, all I can maybe do is this while I'm hearing clunch and crunch, and it's like that dude who was on pot and ate the other dude's face the homeless guy last year here.
Bath salts.
Yeah. Is it bath salts? Was it confirmed bath salts? I know it was like, because I was on the internet, oh my God, the zombie apocalypse has started! The Centers for Disease Control in Atlanta has lost the patient, and here it is, you know what I mean? I was hoping for it, I'm like, all right, here we go. Let's see Heinemann and all those Mythbusters bust this one. So, it's crazy, man, having your face eaten off. I mean, I loved it when I saw it in, Silence of the Lambs. I thought that was a good way of shooting it. But crunchy, yeah.
Yeah, I had a question. When you were first approached with the fact that they were doing a Clerks cartoon, what was the very first thought that you had going through your head when they came through?
Cha-ching! Simpson money! And then that fucking mouse killed it. Damn you, Disney! I thought it was going to be genius. Man, it was something that was just such a, like, how is this a no-brainer that it won't be a success? And then we figured it out. Oh, Disney can fuck things up quite easily. And that's what they did. They came in, and after taking it, because it takes 9 months. Back in the day, back in 2000, it took 9 months for us to record all the dialogue. So we recorded over a 5-week or 6-week, actually like a 7-week period. We recorded all the episodes. It was only 6. Each week was one episode. And then they would send off the audio after it was all edited a couple of months later to the animation department at Disney. Then the master artists would draw all the master body and background and stuff like that. And then all the literally movement, cell-by-cell movement, is shipped over to Korea, where it is. It's like child labor or whatever. And
Right? South?
yeah, yes, exactly. South Korea. Yeah, North. I don't think they had pencils. And so, it was. That's why that scene, like, get to work, you a slave. That's literally why they put that in, because they heard what was going on with the animation. And so, in that time, it took about 9 to 10 months for that process to happen. And in that time, this small, tiny little show called Who Wants to Be a Millionaire became a huge hit. At first, it was on once a week, like Sundays at like 8 o'clock at night, and then it was like a huge hit, so they went, oh, let's do it twice a week, and they had it Sundays and Wednesdays, and then it went Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then it was every day a week, and it was like 5 times on the week, and it was like, forget the news, you want to play a millionaire, don't you? And so what happened was the programming department just said, well, what was expendable, let's put on more, millionaire, and they were like, cartoons, who watches cartoons, and they pushed us off. Now, the whole heartbreak of the story is, the very beginning, from the very outright, UPN had offered Kevin and Dave Mandel, the 2 producers who were making this, a full season. But the pitch that ABC told them was like, UPN won't even be around in a year. You want to be on a real network. Plus, we'll give you a Super Bowl ad. ABC had the Super Bowl that year. And they did. They gave us a 30-second spot. So they were just like, yeah, we're going to be a cartoon on a big network like ABC. And in the end, it didn't work out. And to be honest with you, UPN stuck around not just 1 year, but 7 more years after that. So we could have at least been 7 years. And then even if after UPN ended and then it was My 9 or My whatever they call it down here now, it would have been on that, or at least migrated over to Cartoon Network or Adult Swim, or even they have cartoons now on some of like FX and whatever. So it's something that is heartbreaking, but hopefully something. That's the thing about animation, no matter how fat and ugly and absolutely repulsive to look at you become, if your voice is still the character, they'll hire you. If you've seen some of these guys that are walking around here, you'll know what I'm talking about. That Dana guy, holy shit. Thank God I had the voice now. He's great. I bust his chops. He's good. I beat him in pool the other night at the bar. It was awesome.
What bar?
What bar? It was a gay bar. No, I'm just kidding. We were at Maxine's in South Beach.
Judge.
Huh?
South Beach, you don't judge. It can be a gay bar. It's okay.
I know, of course it could be gay bar. I'm just making a joke. If there's something about View Askew humor, we love the gay jokes for some reason. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's Jersey. Yes? That was me. What was the weird? This is it's a very easy answer. Kevin Smith used to have his own little film festivals back in New Brunswick, back in Red Bank, New Jersey, called Vulgarthons, where he would show 2 or 3 or 4 of the movies that he either made or that he had produced, or some of his friends like Brian Johnson or Malcolm Ingram or Vincent would make. And we'd have like fans come in and take over hotels. And it was like a mini con, but film festival. And so we would have signing tables for them, just free because it was part of the admission and all that sort of stuff. And one guy came in, he's like, "Hey, why don't you sign something?" I'm like, "Sure, buddy, whatever you want." And he goes like this, "Hang on to my bag." It was a dildo this long. What? Yeah, could you sign this for me? Yeah, you have the pen, right? Because I'm not using my pen. Oh yeah, no. He comes out with the Sharpie. I'm like, "Okay, give me the Sharpie." And then I was like, my sleeve, "Okay, give me the Sharpie." And then I said, "I'm not holding this thing. You hold it." And I was doing one of these, like painting with a long and we took a photo together with it. I'm like, and I thought, okay, that's so friggin' weird. Even weirder. 10 years down the line, maybe 13 years down the line, I work on this independent film called Miss December. It's a really funny romantic comedy horror film. It's out, that came out last year. And I'm sitting with the producers, this guy Tommy Avalone and the other guys and stuff like that. We're just talking shit, chat and stuff. And he's looking at me, he's like, "You don't remember, do you?" I'm like, "What's up? What do you mean? What? We met before, Tommy?" He goes, "Yeah, Vulgarthon." I'm like, "Oh, hey, Vulgarthon, that's awesome." He goes, "Yeah, you signed that big dildo that I had." I was like, wow. You became a film producer? That's not porn? Wow. Holy shit. I went back and he sent me the photo, like he sent me a JPEG of the photo of the son. I'm like, "Oh my God, that's him." From that point on said I could not look at him the same way. But he has a beautiful wife and a wonderful life, and it was just, he's got that kind of humor. And I asked him, "So just curious, whatever happened to the big dildo?" He goes, "I don't know." How do you lose like a 12-inch dildo? I mean, you could lose it, but then it's one of those sexual medical stories you see on the Smell Channel. "I got injured having sex." Did you see this new show that's out there? Have you watched this at all? Isn't that weird? They're programming anything. Splinters in the ER next week.